Introducing first to my left from Asbury Park, New Jersey. She is the bad, bad girl, Penelope Ford. Her opponent in the corner to my right from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Weighing at 204 pounds. He is the cream in your coffee. Your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. The Jewish Cannon. The physical embodiment of charisma. The most entertaining man in professional wrestling. The Bernie Sanders of professional wrestling. The best of the best. Mr. American Rama, Davey Wrestling, the 104-minute man, the main event. He's really good at Twitter. The king of taunts, the ace of Beyond Wrestling, the product, David Starr.
Couldn't even get an official assigned to the match that could ring the bell. I don't know about this decision to change officials. I don't think that David Starr has that jurisdiction. Second guessing the decision to bring him back to Beyond Wrestling in the first place. Certainly an intriguing matchup that we have in our hands. Penelope Ford going to be competing one-on-one with David Starr. Joey Janela competing for AIW in Cleveland tonight as part of their J-Lit tournament. Penelope's on her own, and that just goes to show you how much faith that Joey Janela has in his girlfriend, in Janelope, for Penelope Ford to be able to get it done against David Starr, or perhaps how little he thinks of David Starr, who I think has proven time and time again, try as he might, I don't think that he is the ace of Beyond Wrestling. When I think Beyond Wrestling, I don't immediately think David Starr.
I think he has a case, quite frankly. I know a lot of people disagree, but he's beaten a who's who here in Beyond Wrestling recently, and you can argue that he had his hand on the rope when Joey Janela beat him on New Year's Eve.
Well, I mean, there's no denying that he's had his hand on the rope. It's a matter of what the rules are, and if fans bring the weapons match.
Well, he argues that that should have been a rope break and the match should have continued. So from there, what did he do? He beat Matt Riddle. He beat Josh Briggs. So he's beaten some of the biggest names here and Beyond.
Penelope Ford. She's a very, very fearless competitor. No signs of intimidation coming into this matchup. Going to try and take the fight to David Starr on behalf of her man. See some great execution with these kicks in the corner. Nice to David Starr for joining us for a cup of coffee between stints in the UK. What is he like, back here for like 2 days just so he doesn't have visa issues?
Hey, listen, he's in demand. You can't argue that. Everybody around the world wants this guy to be here, so I don't know why it's a knock that he's traveling all over the world.
Great combination, great counter. Not enough. Well, Paul, maybe when he stands in the ring and looks you square in the eyes and says, "Fuck Paul Crockett," maybe we can have a different discussion then, okay?
Okay, well, maybe your personal feelings are getting in the way of your objectivity.
Well, if it was for my personal feelings, he wouldn't be back here. But we have David Starr back here, so.
I think he goaded you into it, quite frankly. I don't think this is fully on the level.
Well, I don't think anybody needs to know the full details of it. You know who's better at Twitter?
Uh-oh. He's tweeting. All right, well, David Starr calls you out. Now you're losing focus and you're going on Twitter. Maybe focus on the match here, DC. All right, well, DC's going to go on Twitter. I'll call this one. He's fuming here as David Starr in control of Penelope Ford. David Starr just taking his time, tossing her all over the ring. Doesn't even seem like he's breaking a sweat here. And it's hot in this building. And Joey Janela, like DC was saying earlier, has a lot of faith in Penelope Ford, and quite frankly, he should. She's shown that she is one of the fiercest competitors, and that's on display right there with that kick in the forearm followed up. But David Starr, just too strong. Slams her down to the mat.
Penelope and the Beaver Boys. Back from Beyond Wrestling, I Want It All. It's not a match that I had the opportunity to call. You called it alongside Josh Briggs. Just threw it for free at youtube.com/Beyond Wrestling. And, you know, just going through and rewatching the footage, it's incredible how far Penelope Ford has come in such a short period of time. But that's with Joey Janela in her corner. Can't she stand on her own here tonight?
She's shown on many occasions she can take a vicious beating, and quite frankly, she's taking one right now.
Starr looking to throw her out of the ring instead of taking the fight to her. I mean, I would say that that's cheap.
I wouldn't say it's cheap. I'd say it's smart. Look, he's rattled a little bit. He has to recognize that as a wrestler and give himself time to breathe.
Penelope Ford trying to get a better hold of David Starr, bringing him throat first across that second rope. Oh,
big kick
boot to the side of the head. Perhaps she's not done. Oh, look at this pinning combination from Penelope. Really showing off her wrestling chops here today. Oh, but just like that, the strength on display, turning things around.
How happy you're going to be if David Starr loses tonight, honestly?
I'm going to throw a parade on Main Street in East Greenwich.
Okay. I think maybe during David Starr matches, you might want to bring in another commentary if you can't kind of call this down the middle here. Anyway, back to the match.
Well, if Penelope Ford can't take care of him here tonight, tomorrow afternoon versus Timothy Thatcher, first time in the United States. We know that David Starr's never beaten his partner, Walter. Of course, we're going to see Walter and Thatcher ring comp for the first time. In a Beyond Wrestling ring teaming later tonight's main event against EYFBO.
And I think if he hits,
in trouble right here.
Yeah, if he hits this, it's over.
Right from the second.
Penelope Ford gonna fly. Nice cross body block, straight on the sternum.
Couldn't keep the pin though. Fans starting to get behind Penelope here. A series of strikes with the left and the right. Able to use her speed to get out of the way. That's what she's going to do, stick and move.
And that damaged shoulder, damaged even further as Penelope fires up, trying to take Starr down, but he's staying on his feet.
That's a good strategy, go after that left arm. He's not going to be able to hit product placement. The arm might be completely neutralized. She took him off his feet. Oh, Starr out of the way. Penelope Ford, though, trying to stay one step ahead again. Oh, and that time had a counter with the DDT.
Straight down on his head, and he might be unconscious. And I think if he had a broken neck, he might be happy.
Well, she's an astute competitor because, you know, maybe a wrestler that fell victim to that tilt-a-whirl slam would have to go back and watch the tape to figure out a counter. She's figuring out a counter on the fly.
And Starr checking his extremities. He might have some tingling in the tips of the fingers and the toes.
Well, then again, the schedule that you keep up, I mean, you're going to be more susceptible to injuries. Really favoring that shoulder and the neck, as you said. Penelope sight set. Going to be looking to build momentum as she springs across the ring. Oh, it took too much time, though.
Caught.
Oh! With reckless abandon.
And speaking of potential broken necks, Penelope Ford goes straight down on hers.
Well, that's where being limber and that's where being flexible can help you. You can eat those blows a little bit better than a stiffer individual. Oh! But not a clothesline across the face.
Good night. And a message sent to not only you, but to the bad boy.